Hey everyone, Kimberly Olson here, also known as the Goal Digger Girl, coming in live for session 2 of the Wealth Code Workshop. And we're also on Instagram. And if you didn't catch it earlier on Instagram because we had some issues with the streaming, you can catch the replay on YouTube. So just type in the Goal Digger Girl on YouTube. You'll have to hit the live tab, kind of hides it a little bit. But if you guys are on Instagram and you're loving this material, come on over to watch session 1 when we're done here. Okay, you can go back and watch that. It's going to be amazing. All right, welcome back, everybody. I'm so excited to have you guys. Had a little break there. We're back rocking and rolling. I would love to know from the first session any breakthroughs, takeaways, ahas, just kind of what really stood out for you based on what the work that we did already. Looks like I just bumped my camera. Ooh, look at that. You can see a little behind the scenes of my setup here. I would love to know in the comments anything that has come up for you. We were really working on limiting beliefs to start. So if you're on Instagram, that's what we were starting with. For session 2, we're going to do universal laws. So you can really start to understand how all of it works. When we have the knowledge, that knowledge is power. And when we implement it, we become unstoppable. And that's absolutely what we're all about. If you're inside of our Facebook group, use the @ symbol and tag at least 1 or 2 friends. Let them know we're back. You guys know how Facebook is. It's Facebook. So give a friend a tag so that way they know that we are here. And I'd love to know if you guys are enjoying this material and it's really helping you as well. Let me know in the comments. Okay, so we're going to dig into day 2 for the wealth code. And we're going to be talking about universal laws and really understanding this, how we can get things working for us that have been used for a very long time, very powerful tools that are at our fingertips. But it's also things that just are. Like I said, if you jump up a building, you're going to fall. The law of gravity. These are things that just are. So if we can start understanding them, we can really start to change the world around us. But first, I'm going to bring an amazing student from backstage. I want you to meet as many of our ladies as possible in this time together. If you're on Instagram, you just have to kind of listen because StreamYard and Instagram didn't work out today, and it's fine. They don't have to be together. So from backstage, Sarah Armstrong. Hi, Sarah.
Hi.
Hey, I'm going to turn up my volume so they can maybe hear you on Instagram. Welcome to our workshop here. Thank you for taking the time to share a little bit about who you are and all the things with our community. But just to start, kick us off. Who you are, what do you do? Kind of give us a little bit of your background.
So I'm Sarah Armstrong. I am in network marketing. I'm also about to launch coaching at some point, but I also have a very successful career life in the government. So when you talk about that fear of success, when you're successful in the corporate world and then coming into the network marketing world, and it's like that fear of success, it's so weird and so very true for me. Like, my job, I've got that. I'm good. Here I had that limiting belief that I don't need that second income. So why am I even trying? I don't need to do this. So why am I trying to be successful? Or what if I'm not? That fear of not being successful, that was something I struggled with for a little while. So
yeah, and that's so relatable. Just the few phrases you just said is like, what's the point? I know for some of you too, like maybe you stay home with the kiddos or homeschool, and maybe your husband is the financial provider, the primary, and part of you is like, well, what's the point? Right? Like, I don't really need to go do that. Or this is so much work. I could just go do this, what we know, what is safe. But as we know, like, God plants dreams in our hearts, and it's all divine and it's there for a reason. And I know you're very faithful and attuned to that. So what had you, your Millionaire Mindset Experience, you're finishing that up right now, and you're going to go on to our coaching program for it, become certified to teach it, which is so badass. It's awesome. So what had you enrolling in MME, as we call it? What had you saying like, yes, I need to do this. My time is now.
So when I first signed up, I had gone on vacation with one of my good friends, Rebecca, who is also in one of your other programs. And she was I'd been going through some of your free training and some of the other things that you've done. And I was just like, I need something different. There's something that's missing. I have this connection. I know this is where God wants me to be. And I just felt this overwhelming peace when you and I talked about MME. And I knew that that's where I needed to start. That's where I needed to go. So I was very thankful that Rebecca brought that up. And then we talked and I was accepted into the program. So I was very excited. And I just going through the program, knowing that piece that and all the things that I've been learning, it just all is starting to click. And I'm so excited to go through it again.
Yes.
Because it has helped me so much.
Yeah, I learn when I'm teaching it. And it's funny because I'm like, oh yeah, like we just forget, like we've talked about, you've got to constantly be working on this stuff, because if you don't, like you do kind of just slip back, and we get to do this work continually, which is what's so powerful. So what has been your experience with the Millionaire Mindset? Because you are obviously totally different than Amy, and she already has had an established business for 30 years. Like you came into this more like, okay, like I'm very successful in corporate. I'd like to grow my network marketing, eventually, do coaching. What has been your experience in the program?
I think the biggest thing is all that we've talked about this morning was my limiting beliefs, the I'm not good enough, why do I need this? The things that have been setting me back. I think the biggest change for me is taking the time when I have those negative thoughts and flipping that script to a more positive, to change that emotion around what I'm doing and get into that higher level that I'm sure you're going to talk about soon, but get into that higher level of emotion. Just knowing that I am attracting in the things and the people who want to be with me, the people who want to build with me. I am attracting that through God. Like I am praying and I am getting aligned with what He wants for me. And that peace is just overwhelming and just wonderful. And I think that is the biggest thing is I would go down those negative tracks. I would just sit there and focus on all the negative, the what if it doesn't work out, my husband's he doesn't really think this is the greatest idea. And then focusing on all of that instead of focusing on what God wants for me and the plan that He has set for me and coming into alignment with that. And I think that's the biggest thing that MME has done for me. It has helped me in this, but it's helped me in my network marketing, but it's helped me in life. And I think that's the biggest thing. It's like when my whole family was here, we had 10 people and 7 dogs in the house for a week. Wow. When I was going through and thinking, okay, oh my gosh, this is chaos. I can't do this. I'm an introvert. There's so many people. Oh no, I can do this. I'm building memories with my family. This is an amazing experience. We don't get to be together like this. So it helps in every single situation in your life, especially if you're going down that negative track and don't know how to flip it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's life-changing because it's something that you can utilize and are all day long. It's not, life isn't this one, session together, guys. And it's not one date with your husband. Like that's not what life is. Life is all the moments in between. It's like, how are you most of the time, right? That's what we want to get to. So, and also too, I feel as though when I first met you, I knew like you're a good person. I know like you have a huge heart, like all those things, but I've noticed that you went from like, I don't know to maybe, and now you're like, yep, like this is happening. I'm going to figure it out. I don't know what that looks like. There's lots of things up in the air in my life. We're going to figure it out. Like you seem very just trusting. Like you seem like you just trust it's all going to work out.
And that was very helpful. Like I said, just getting in alignment and knowing that God's providing and knowing that I'm in alignment with what He wants, that it's helped me with my peace and my confidence. It's been a huge confidence builder, just those little things. And that's something that you taught us is take note of the little things that when you are visualizing and you're praying and those things come into your life, take note of it. And because you're taking note of all the negative, why aren't you taking note of all the positive? And so when I started taking note of all the positive things, it gave me that peace, that confidence that this is working. I am doing something. I am helping others and others are coming and want to be a part of this circle that we have. So I'm just really thankful.
Awesome. Well, you're the one that's showed up every week. You like worked your whole schedule around it. You're there all the time. You're implementing. And for those that you guys are just jumping on, she's referring to our program, the Millionaire Mindset Experience. It's a 6-month group coaching program. She's just finishing it up right now. What would you say to those that it's open right now till Tuesday? What would you say to those that are checking us out, checking me out, considering it? Maybe they've been hanging around these free workshops for 2 years. What would you say to them that like, okay, like what would be your words of advice?
It is worth every single penny. This is something I've worked with other coaches before that I felt I was worried to come into another program. So I know where a lot of you are, and that fear that can hold you back. But don't take that fear. Like Amy was saying, it's the return on investment. You will see multitudes coming back to you in your life, and just take the next step. It's an amazing program. The people that you're going to work with, not just Kimberly, it's just do it.
I love it.
Just trust it and do it.
Yes, I love it. I love your just energy, and you have so much light in you, and such a beautiful soul. And I thank Rebecca for introducing us. And you guys are like twins as far as like good, wonderful humans. So I'm really glad that she shared this with you. And now you're going to be a bigger part of this program. And it's really cool. I'm excited to continue to work with you. So thanks for taking a little time out of your day. Sarah Armstrong, everyone. Go look her up on Facebook. Thank you for being here, Sarah.
Thank you.
Yep, bye. How cool is that, you guys? And also one thing to note, let me show this to you guys in this. I put together these devotionals, and there's 52 of them. And the reason why I put them together is because I noticed some of my ladies have a very hard time with receiving. They don't feel comfortable receiving money. They don't feel comfortable taking payment. They want to like give away their services. That is devaluing you, and it's devaluing the whole industry. It's devaluing. You guys think about this. In 1970, I was born in 1980. So that's 10 years before I was born. So almost in my lifetime. And some of you that are older than me, women couldn't get checking accounts without their husband. We have come a long freaking way in a very short period of time. We're not going backwards, okay? So you devaluing yourself, not charging your worth, or being afraid to ask for the sale. I have 52 Bible verses in here proving that God wants us to be prosperous, abundant. He wants us to grow, okay? He doesn't want us to be harmed, right? And if you think about that, if you truly have faith and trust God, you wouldn't doubt. You wouldn't doubt. Is it going to work out? Can you do this? You wouldn't doubt. You would just do. You would just trust. You would move forward. So just think about that. You got to flex that trust muscle and then just stay the course. And I'm going to teach you how to like notice like when he's wanting to tell you something and things like that as well. Okay. Oh yeah, I don't know what that's all about. Yeah, we record everything. Yeah, we record everything. And someone said something about a Zoom link. I want you guys to think about this. I'm taking 4 hours out of my day to teach this to you. Now, obviously we're opening our program. I'm not just like, we obviously are opening our program because of the results we're getting. We want to help people, but I want you to think about that. Taking 4 hours out of my day, I have prepared dozens and dozens of notes. Our team has been working behind the scenes for this day. We've been talking about the wealth code so much that we're like, the wealth code, right? And someone's upset about a Zoom link. I want you guys to think about that. And not that person specifically. By the way, there's no Zoom link, but we do that, don't we? We have something so beautiful and amazing in front of us. Our children. Like sometimes I'm just like, I stare at like Elise's like little toes. She's 8, but she seems really small to me. And I'm like, she's a miracle. Like we created her, you know what I mean? Like she's a human. And Addison as well. I just look at her and her personality. It's so beautiful. Things can be so beautiful. And like Sarah said, if you notice them, you get what you focus on most of the time. And that is the strangest secret. My favorite quote of all time, Earl Nightingale. What are you focusing on? We don't want to focus on the little things that aren't working. We want to focus on what we want, because whatever you focus on, you get more of. So if you guys are ready to bring your A game for session 2, let me know in the comments. I want to see some fire. We're going to talk about the universal laws. You can write this scripture down. For those of you that are like, oh, I don't know about all this stuff, it's biblically based. Refer to Jeremiah 33:25. It says universal laws ordaining the heavens and the earth. Okay, so this is straight up from the Bible. But either way, these principles and these universal laws have so much truth, so much wisdom to them. If you're looking in our workbook, it says the 12 universal laws. There's more, by the way. I just picked my 12 favorites. They're thought to be intrinsic, unchanging laws of our universe that ancient cultures have always intuitively known. The intention is to utilize these laws to master all areas of our lives. Okay, that's our goal here. So the laws, if they're new to you, just kind of take it in. Okay, just take it in. Like I said, you're not going to absorb everything I'm going to say today, and we do record everything, but just take it in. We don't want to just like learn this to learn this. We want to master these. Okay, we want to master these. Never perfect. Okay, we're not going for perfection, and life isn't perfect, right? We want to be able to adjust our sails, okay, and grow. Go for growth here. So first one, I'm going to go through these pretty fast. The first one is the law of attraction. The law of attraction, I'm going to tell you they're all my favorites. Who am I kidding? So law of attraction, probably the most popular one that people know, thanks to the movie The Secret. It's a great movie if you haven't seen it. There's also a book. When we focus on what we want versus what we don't want, it will show up in our life. Drop the mic. How simple is that? When we focus on what we want versus what we don't want, it will show up in our life. So you guys, our old house, I kid you not, I have the gift of vision, if you haven't noticed. So that's a gift God has given me. I can see things in you you can't see. I know, it's a little weird. Like I'll literally go up to people and like, God told me to tell you this. And they're like, okay, that's just weird. I'm like, I know, but I have to. So every day in our old house, I would just see the window above the kitchen sink. And I remember asking my husband, I'm like, it's like the second level of this house and there's no windows. I shouldn't say second level. The bottom was a huge, huge foundation, like 10 feet high, then the first floor. I'm like, can we put a window there? Like, is that even possible? And he's like, I think so. And then out the back, I was like, ooh, I want all glass, like I would just all the time. We didn't have a bathtub. I mean, that's just like every mom needs her own bathtub. Didn't have a bathtub. I'd walk in and I'm like, okay, if we move that wall, we could put make our bedroom smaller. We could put a bathtub in. That's just what I did all the time. I'm walking around this house and I'm remodeling it, right? And the thought of remodeling it, for like a year, right? All the time. I kid you not. My husband's like, I know it's kind of like we're not looking right now, but you want to go look at this house? I'm like, okay. We walk into the house. There's beautiful windows above, like in where the kitchen sink is. You walk in, I have chills. The whole back wall is all windows, like just glass and windows, and you can just see green trees. I swear to you, I can't make this up. I'm like, this is too good to be true. We walk in the master bedroom, and there's a bedroom, and then it opens up like, French doors or whatever they call it. And there's this beautiful bathtub, like the heavens open up and sing. We put an offer in that house. They accepted it. We moved in like a month later. It's the house I live in right now. You can't make this stuff up. Why did it happen that way? I mean, down to the garage door. Why? Because in my mind every day while I'm walking around my house, my old house, I'm envisioning the house that I want. It was so crystal clear in my mind. I could see it. Walk in, house of my dreams. Okay. You have to believe what you are seeking is possible to obtain. Okay. So I want you guys to drop below. What do you really desire? Drop it below. What do you really desire? Okay. What do you really want? What do you truly desire? Put that in the comments. And then I want you to think about that desire. And I want you to ask yourself, do you truly believe it's possible for you? Do you truly believe it's possible for you? And what you want to do is you want to think about that. So financial freedom, being debt free, not worrying about things, okay? That dream home, quitting corporate. You want to think about that. What you desire, okay? So not like, oh, I hate my job, oh, right? Think about what you desire and what it would feel like to be fulfilled as much as possible. Okay? So we know what you want, but what is the feeling associated with that? So quitting your corporate job, what's the feeling with that? Okay. What would it feel like if you fulfilled your dream or that desire you shared for me? What would it feel like? And I want you to think about quitting that job, probably freedom, maybe being able to pay off debt, tell your husband, oh my gosh, we're debt free, joy. You might feel gratitude, proud, excited, joyful. What are the feelings that come up for you when you think about accomplishing what you desire and it happening? What are the feelings around that? Okay. Your job, and I'll teach you how to do this in session 4, is to get in alignment with that. That's your job, is to get in alignment with the feelings of what you want. Easier said than done. I know. Okay. There's a great book, The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. It's a little hard to read. He's a little bit older style, the way he writes, but it's profound. It really is profound. The Power of Awareness by Neville Goddard. He has a bunch of books. You can listen to it on Audible if you need to. I love that. Joy on Instagram. Beautiful. The Power of Awareness. Yeah. I've read a lot of books. I read 1 to 2 books a week. I love reading and I love learning from all of these amazing people who've gone before us to pass this on to us so we can pass it on to the next generation. Okay, that's a lot for that one, but I just love the law of attraction. The next one is the law of vibration. The law of vibration is that everything that manifests itself in your life is there because it matches the vibration of your thoughts. So how many of you, oh, my phone's on Instagram, I can't show you. How many of you know that we are vibration? Okay, we're energy and we have vibrations, okay? Even things that are solid, it's still vibrating. Okay, if you look under a microscope, you can see that the matter, right, and the energy. And if you've ever done anything where you can, is it the Hertz frequency? Is that how you describe it? But there's different vibrational frequencies that you can do. So if you want to do like a relaxing one, it's like, say it's 400 Hertz. I'm just making this up. And then there's like abundance and excitement. It might be 900, right? There's these different vibrational frequencies. What you want has a vibration to it. And the question is, are you a vibrational match for what you want? You guys, even cotton, like your underwear has a vibrational frequency to it. I know, TMI, but it does. Okay, versus like wool or silk, or wool and linen are really high on the vibrational scale, okay? So what you have to understand, and this is gonna like change your life, okay, for real. So I know all of you are here because you want to make money. That's who we attract. People who want to make money. They want to make money because they want all the things you guys said. Time freedom. They want to quit their corporate jobs. They want to be debt free. Okay. It's very altruistic, the goal to make that money. And you're here because you haven't hit that goal yet. There's more for you, right? So something's not in alignment at the end of the day. So if you're thinking, and I'll teach you the emotional guidance scale later, but just talking about frequency and vibration. Okay. We've got low vibe, and high vibe. Pretty basic, right? Everybody's got that. Low vibe, high vibe, pretty obvious, right? The things that you want, abundance, prosperity, wealth, joy, happiness, is up here. It's high vibration. Love, romance, all of that's high vibe. And right now, most of you spend your time in low vibe. This is where the majority of the world hangs out, is low vibration, okay? And that's even why I mentioned the Zoom link comment earlier, is because that's very low vibe. What we want to do is we want to get into high vibe so we can attract what we want. And also be mindful when you're around other people. If you're in group chats or on a Facebook group, or not a Facebook group, a group coaching session, don't be negative, okay? If you have an issue with something, go privately talk to the person, okay? Don't be negative Nancy, okay? But what you're doing is you're bringing the whole group down, okay? So don't do that. Oh, I love that. 432 hertz. Thank you. See, somebody has some real knowledge here. I was just guessing. Okay, so we've got high vibe. This is what we want. So let's say we want to attract more wealth, financial wealth into our lives. It's up here. But every day we're spending a lot of time here. We're doubtful, we're questioning, we're worried, we're procrastinating, we're in this low vibe. It's not a match. You guys see the gap right here? So right now I'm right here, I'm high vibe. You guys are probably hovering around here somewhere. You're feeling really good being around me. So you might feel a little something right now, but overall you're feeling really good because you're above the norm. When you get off of the workshop today, if you don't continue to hang out with me, just kidding, but if you don't continue to do this work or hang around high vibe people, you'll drop down. Look how big the gap is. This gap is the discontent. It's the ill ease. It's the icky feeling you have in your body. That just constant feeling of, ugh. You're blatantly noticing the gap. That's disease. Okay. It's the gap. High vibe, low vibe. So law of vibration is learning to identify what the high vibe things are in our life that we want and getting into alignment with those. Okay. Which I'm going to teach you how to get in alignment with those. But I want you to understand why you have what you have right now is because of this. You're hanging out here. You're not going to get what you want up here. Or you might have it for a second and then you drop down. Okay. We got to create your new norm, your new set point. The next one is law of correspondence. It's happening for you, not to you. Ooh. I actually love saying this when someone's going through a hard time. But when you're going through a hard time, you don't want to hear it, right? You're just like, oh, you don't understand how horrible this is. It's happening for you. I've gone through such difficult things as a CEO. I can't even tell you. I would do it all over again versus not being an entrepreneur, do it all over again. And the growth I've had, totally been worth it. But I've gone through some major stuff. And I know all of it was for me. All of it was for me to grow, to get me to where I was right now, all the things. It's not easy when you're in it, but if you can understand it's happening for you, not to you, it can shift your perspective. Let's say someone on your team quits or a client, you're like all upset, right? They quit. What if it was happening for you? What if they are a pain and when they release themselves out of your life, it freed up energy to bring in someone awesome? Or you didn't even realize the toll it was taking on you. You guys know what I'm saying? This is the law of correspondence. Our reality is a mirror of what's happening inside us at the moment, okay? So I would love for you guys to drop how you've been feeling lately. Just kind of think of a couple words. How have you been feeling overall lately? Not right now today, but like in general, how have you been feeling lately? Drop that below. Sometimes people will say like, hot mess express, like they're self-proclaimed hot mess express, right? Or, I just can't get it together, or you're just feeling a lot of fear, right? Chaos, life is very chaotic. You feel very overwhelmed. Life is chaotic. You feel stuck, okay? Well, understand if your life is chaotic, that's a reflection of chaos inside. Okay. If you feel like, life is just, you're all over the place externally, you're all over the place internally. You don't have control of your thoughts at all. You're letting your subconscious mind run the show. No wonder things feel crazy and out of control and just a mess because you haven't mastered your mindset, right? So I want you to ask yourself, what can this situation show you about yourself and what requires healing? So when things happen, I want you to ask yourself what you can learn from that. Okay. So when something happens, always ask, how can I learn from this? Or does something do I need to heal here? Okay. Yeah. A lot of you stressed, frustrated on Instagram. Absolutely. Okay. Okay. What's going on here? That's a great question. Get curious, like we talked about. What's going on here? What's going on? Why do I feel this way? Okay. The next one is law of inspiring action. Law of inspiring action. Inspired action is that gentle internal nudge. It's not always a plan of action. Okay. And this is in the workbook, but you can just write it down if you're taking notes. Law of inspiring action. So you've heard of inspired action. By the way, I forgot to mention with the one above, I do recommend that you guys watch the documentary. It's called The Shift, SHIFT, by Wayne Dyer. He was a spiritual teacher, amazing human. He has since transitioned into heaven, but he's done so much good work. He did so much good work on this planet. You got to watch his documentary. It's life-changing as well. The Shift. I highly, highly recommend you guys watch that. So back to law of inspiring action. So we're taking real actionable steps are important. You know, this is why sometimes people think, well, if I just like pray and meditate and just let it happen, we've got to make it happen. Meaning when we hear that internal nudge to take action, we take action. So here's a great example. If you get this nudge to go live, so you're with me today and you're like, you know what? I've been really resistant to going live. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go. I'm going to feel so good. It's been a fear of mine. I'm going to grow right now. Let's go. And you're going to go live. Okay. That's the nudge, is like, go live. Like you're getting that whisper. Okay. Getting that whisper to go live. It's the law of inspiring action. You're getting inspired. The next thought is, I can't go live. I don't even have any makeup on. I don't know what I'm going to say. Wait, wasn't there like some special selfie stick I was supposed to buy? Kimberly said, or wait, I need StreamYard. I don't have StreamYard. I can't go live. The second thought is not God. Okay. The second thought, the doubt, is not God. The first thought is the Holy Spirit, law of inspiring action. That guidance you get, that little nudge, it's a whisper. I can hear it loud and clear now, and I just stop what I'm doing and I listen. And for the longest time, I couldn't really hear it. It was very quiet because I wasn't there yet. I wasn't aware. I didn't understand. It's a whisper. So it doesn't feel very strong, right? It's a whisper. And that loud voice that's like doubting you, that's like, you can't go live. It's so loud, right? The second thought is not godly. Okay. The doubt, the lack, the fear, you always know. You guys, this is so simple. When making a decision, am I making this decision out of faith or fear? That's literally it. Faith or fear. And if you're like Sarah was saying, like she's making decisions based on faith, it's going to work out. She trusts herself. It's all unfolding. She's going to get it all worked out. Or fear. I don't know. That's fear. That's not where you make decisions. Okay. Keep that in mind. Law of compensation. Your efforts will always come back to you positively. You reap what you sow. Ooh, I like this one. I'm a worker. Like put me in, coach. I'll do it. I'll get it done, right? Your efforts will always come back to you positively, okay? So if you're seeking something, you must contribute towards the goal and see it through. You got to see it through, okay? The average person quits around the 6 to 8 week mark in everything, okay? So in working out, in growing their business, doing reels every day, the average person quits around the 6 to 8 week mark. The average person has a breakthrough around week 12. Sometimes it's longer, but think about it. If we're quitting 6 weeks in, 8 weeks in, we haven't seen it through. We haven't done the work. And we're sitting here going, where's my money? You didn't do enough to get the money yet, so you're not going to get it, okay? And some of it obviously is what we've been talking about today. Some of you, it might happen faster because you're really in tune, you're really aligned, you're doing this work, okay? So the law of compensation is you get what you sow, basically. You reap what you sow, okay? You got to put the work in. So I've also noticed that sometimes people complain because they'll say, you know, and I'm so confused on my brand and I don't know what I'm doing. And they've been saying this for like 6 months or a year. And I'm just like, when are you going to sit down and figure it out or go get a coach? Like stop complaining about it, right? You've got to do the work. You reap what you sow. If you haven't done the work and figured it out or hired the coach or got some help, you're not going to get the result. The next one is law of relativity. When a man, this is actually hilarious. It shows you my very witty side that some of you know, some of you don't know, but I love making people laugh. I have since I was little. I couldn't find a good analogy for this one. So this is an old little quote here I found, and it's really funny. So just roll with me. Law of relativity. When a man sits with a pretty girl for an hour, it seems like a minute. So just think of like dating, right? When you're on a date, it's like time just goes so fast, right? But let him sit on a hot stove for a minute and it's longer than an hour. Okay, but you know what I'm talking about. You're waiting in line, right, to return something and it seems like it's taking forever. or you're waiting for a video to load and you're just staring at it like wet paint. It's all relative. It's all relative. It's all perception. Everything is, okay? It comes down to your perspective and your perception. So remember, comparison is the thief of joy. If you guys are comparing yourselves with people who are on chapter 20 and you're on chapter 1, imposter syndrome is going to kick in. Self-doubt's going to kick in. You're not going to do it. You have to have that perspective. Instead, what I do is when I see people that are further ahead than I am, or maybe they launched something new and it like went bananas, or maybe they did something really cool online, you know what I say to myself? Good for her. That's so awesome. Because it's telling my mind what's possible. Like, I want people to win around me. I do. And if I feel like any jealousy at all, I talk to myself. I'm like, okay, you're just not ready right now to be around that person's social media account. And then I just don't go look at their stuff. Or if I see it, I just kind of scroll past, because I'm normal. I'm a human, right? And if you feel those things, you've got to be able to redirect. You've got to be able to get back into alignment, which is really important, okay? So always ask yourself, what meaning am I giving this? What meaning am I giving this? So if somebody's hating on your account, you're getting some haters. Are you getting haters, or are you getting a bunch of people to help your algorithm get boosted? That's what I'm saying, right? Hustle until the haters ask you if that you're hiring. Who cares? People hate on me. I'm always like, okay, wow, you're lame. So you're just going to like hate on my stuff, except for I'm out here creating, changing the world. Like, that's kind of weird. I feel bad for them. I really do. And it allows me to realize, like, you know what? I get to choose to look at this that way, instead of saying, oh, and by the way, the first hater I ever had me in tears. I was like, I can't do this, right? And I've grown since then, okay? What meaning are you giving things? What meaning are you giving things? The next one is the law of rhythm. This is my favorite. You guys pay attention to this one. I'm going to give you wisdom right now that I wish I would have had last year and the year before, especially. I wish I would have had this day one as an entrepreneur, okay? If somebody would have sat me down and explained this, it would have been a much smoother ride, okay? The law of rhythm. Nothing stands still. Everything is being born, or it's growing, or it's dying. The very instant a thing reaches its height, it begins to decline, okay? It sounds kind of depressing, right? It's not depressing. There are ups and downs. There are ups and downs in business. There are ups and downs in relationships, in marriages. How many of you have preteens, teens, or beyond that? You know what I'm talking about, okay? You're just like the child's head just spun around like The Exorcist. Like, where's my sweet little snuggly child? And then they're cuddling up with you like that evening, right? Well, there's seasons, there's ups and downs. The ebbs and flows are real. So this is really hard for people at first to understand, but it's gonna help you out a lot. In your business, there are going to be times when it's plentiful. Okay. I want you to think like the springtime when the flowers are blooming, right? If you're a gardener, you know, I've gardened before. So you go out there and you can start pulling the carrots from the dirt. Oh, it's the best feeling, isn't it? You're reaping the harvest. It's bountiful. It feels amazing. In business, when that happens, so let's say you launch a new network marketing company, or I see this a lot when people launch a course or group coaching for the first time, or even the master resale rights, it went crazy. Everybody wanted it. People thought that it was going to stay that way. So they're making financial decisions that way. They're not saving. They're not putting money away for taxes, right? It is seasonal, okay? Then we have summer and then fall. So things start to retract, and then we have winter. And in winter, it's not awesome, okay? You will all have a winter in your business. And if you've had it and you thought something was wrong with you, there was nothing wrong with you. It's the seasons of business. And if you have leaders, people you're working with, and they don't understand these things, they're just going to tell you, just follow up with more people. And you're like, I literally can't. There's no more people, right? So with the law of rhythm, I want you to understand when things are good, celebrate that. Revel in every moment, store some money, put some money aside. That way you've got some cash for when there's the down months. Okay. If you have other businesses, or even just maybe you're doing really well in your business and your husband is, and you're like, this is amazing. Let's go buy 5 houses. We want to be thinking about the ebbs and flows, the ups and downs. And then when you can have just a little bit more of a business perspective on things, you can emotionally respond better, because it is very emotional being an entrepreneur. Is it not, you guys? the ups and downs. Like I saw this funny meme. I wish I had it to show you guys. It was so good. I'll try to find it on our break. It was worth showing you. But it was this funny meme of a day of an entrepreneur. And it was like, I'm gonna crush today. And then it was like, oh no, I messed that up. I suck. And then it was like, I've got a great idea. And then it was like, oh no. And it just goes up and down, up and down. It's so funny. It's like one day. And I'm like, that's kind of what it is, right? With the law of rhythm, it gives us that comfort and that perspective to know it's okay and it should be expected that there are ups and downs in your business. Okay. When you have that maturity, you can navigate the ups and downs so much differently, but you're not going to be so reactive to when things are happening in your business. The next one's the law of polarity. All contrast brings more clarity. Okay. Everything in life has an opposite. So when contrast occurs, now you can get clear on what you do or do not want. Whenever something happens in your life, even if it's bad, there's a part of you that wanted that. Okay. So let's say, you've got your family and you guys are racing out the door to get everybody to softball. And you realize, your husband's like, do we have, all the snacks and the water and all the things packed? And you are like, you know what, I'll just take care of it. And you like whirl around and do your mom crazy thing and like a little Tasmanian devil, and you have everything, you get everybody out the door. There's a part of you that likes that like you're the hero. You come in and like get everybody out the door and ready. And like, you like that frenetic energy. How many of you used to do late night, write the research paper in college, and you'd stay up to like 2 a.m. and get that baby done? I call it just in time delivery. I'm such a deadline. You got to give me a deadline. Okay. And why? There's a part of me that likes the rush. It took me the longest time to realize this about myself. I like the rush. I like coming in and like figuring it out and making it happen. And it stresses my team out, I'm sure, sometimes. Like I love like last minute ideas, like, hey, what about this? There's a frenetic energy to that, right? So I've learned that there's a part of me that likes that. And I've also learned it negatively impacts my team, right? So I've had to learn, okay, how can I get ahead of that? How can I plan more? What I don't want is to stress my team out. So what I do want is I want to get ahead of it enough that we can all feel good about our workload and our pace to the best of our ability. What do I want? So when you have contrast in your life, understand it's not bad. Even if it's bad, it's all how we label it. How many of you have gone through a serious illness and it has given you this amazing gratitude to just be here right now? Okay. If someone really close to my family is a miracle, this person, and the way they go about life, not stressed out, just honestly, just very joyful and appreciative. And it's my husband. Like he'll just look out at the trees and he just stands there and he's so happy. And I'm like, dude, there's like 50 things to do in the house, right? And he's just stands outside. He's joyful. He's grateful. Things don't really get to him. And I'm like, how are you like that? Because I'm like a total high energy, right? He's just grateful. He realizes that like he's lucky to be here and he takes it in every single day. It's really cool to be around someone like that. And also sometimes frustrating because I'm like, I want to be like that. But it's all how you look at it. Okay. So when there's contrast in your life, think of it as a teacher, as a tool. The next one is the law of gender. Nature requires both masculine and feminine energies in equal amounts to thrive. So we're taught masculine energy. So hustle, go, right? I mean, if you think about, coming into a man's world, if I've worked in male dominated environments and it's very much like who has the bigger balls, right? Like it's egos, it's who can come in and just be really tough. Like that's how you get things, right? That's how you get promotions. And that's not actually how the laws work. We get burned out with that. Especially women, when we're more in the feminine, obviously, and everybody's different. Some people as females are more masculine. And so these energies, we need both. So for me, where I've really started growing was when I started really stepping into my feminine and slowing down the hustle, allowing things to happen. And man, I get more done now than I did when I was hustling. And I feel so much better in my body. I feel so much more present. My energy is different. So maybe for yourself, it could be good to ask yourself, like the feminine is where we allow, it's where we surrender. Kind of like what Sarah was saying, it's just trusting God. That's feminine. That's a feminine energy of that surrender, the flow, the ease. So how can you invite more into your life? And some of you need more masculine. You're like, I'm just going to let it all come. Okay, well, you got to get some ish done too, right? So we need the feminine and the masculine. The next one is the law of perpetual transmutation. Nope. The law of perpetual transmutation of energy. Say that 10 times fast. I didn't make this up, so I don't know who called these universal laws. That's a mouthful. So everything in the universe is constantly evolving or fluctuating. Everything is in motion, and our goal is a species is to continue to evolve, right? So I wrote this down to help you guys. The definition of transmutation, the action of changing or the state of being changed into another form. And this is also the let go and let God, right? It's that law of surrender. Otherwise, we can block prosperity from manifesting if we're not just like open, right? But if you find yourself growing and you're doing this work, hey, Sharon, if you're doing this work and you're just like, okay, like you're positive personal development, you're listening to the podcast, you're doing your meditations, you're praying, and people around you aren't doing this, they're not changing, that can cause conflict in marriages and relationships, friendships, because we're changing. We're supposed to change. So embrace the change. Know that we're supposed to grow. And that's the goal, is to continue to evolve. The law of cause and effect. The universe does not judge us. Okay, the next one's the law of cause and effect. The universe does not judge us. It only provides consequences and lessons and opportunities to balance and learn through the law of cause and effect. Hi, Lori. Every action will have a reaction. You guys have all heard that before, right? What you put out there will come back to you. Can I get an amen that karma is real? Okay. So Addison gets all upset about like at school and this kid and all the things. I'm like, honey, I'm the girlfriend. Let it go. Don't worry about that. I said, karma, it'll be taken care of. Okay. You just go out there and you be a good person and you do your best. Don't worry about that. Like she wants things to be right. Right. And I get it. That causes a lot of, so just remember for yourself too, if you ever wonder, like, should I do this or whatnot? Just think of law and effect, cause of law and effect, or the law of cause and effect. Is it going to make the world a better place? Are you going to leave people better than when they first came across you? That's how you know. Okay. And people will question you and they might judge you and all the things. Just ask yourself, right? Did I give 110%? Did I do what I said I was going to be? Was I a person of integrity? And if you were, let it go. The opinions are always going to just be, let them go. Okay. Your energy has a ripple effect. Okay. The best gift you can give to others is a positive ripple effect. You have the ability. I mean, we don't know what our children are going to go off and go be, right? For those of you that are parents, we don't know. I mean, you have the ability, maybe you come up with a cool idea at church and they roll out some new program and you like change lives in your community, or even just the work we're all doing here online. The ripple effect, we have a global opportunity here to reach people all around the world, okay? Law of divine oneness. Law of divine oneness. Beyond our senses, every thought, action, and event is in some way connected to anything and everything else, okay? We are all connected. So use this law to have compassion for others and let go of judgment. So I went to Russell Brunson's mastermind a couple of weeks ago, and there was a gentleman there that worked with Earl Nightingale. And he said the best advice he could give us was to let go of judgment. He said it was a challenge he and his sister had taken on when they were younger. And he said his life changed when he stopped judging himself and others. And I was like, oh yeah, okay. I mean, good advice. And I was like, oh, I am very judgmental. I judge everything. Because in my mind, I'm like, I don't understand why you wouldn't think this, right? So letting go of that judgment is just really, really powerful because we're all one. Okay, don't forget that. Okay, we have homework coming up and then we're going to break. What I want you guys to do, put VIP in the comments if you haven't registered for VIP. Our team will drop the link for that. And we're going to do that on Friday. I just want to mention it because I know some of you didn't catch the first live stream there. So we have Business in a Box VIP on Friday from 11 to 1. I want you guys there. You're also going to get Limiting Beliefs Unleashed and the guide workbook that goes with it. On Friday, I'm actually going to teach you how to build out your very own business plan. And I have the whole Canva template for you. We're going to go through all of it. The whole training you can access afterwards, all the things, okay? And then the final thing I want to mention before we do homework is that right now our 6-month group coaching program is open until Tuesday. It's the Millionaire Mindset Experience. Just drop the word boss in the comments if you didn't catch me sharing about it earlier. This is a 6-month group coaching program I put together with 12 core modules covering everything from mindset to marketing to making money online. And then what we do is we have each module has an integration component where I walk you through a way to embody it. So that way you are living it, you are being it. You're not just like learning about it and it's staying up here in the intellectual. I'm also going to teach you how to trust yourself, how to make decisions that are coming from the right place, to be more confident. And we're going to basically rebuild your self-identity in that 6 months together. So the Millionaire Mindset Experience is open right now. Our first session kicks off April 2nd on Tuesday. Everything's recorded, of course. And then as a bonus, if you enroll while it's open, you're going to get a 2-day virtual experience that we recreated for you that we did in person. And there's 14 hours of content with 40 different speakers, like a gold digger. You're going to get that as a bonus as well. So it's like you're going to have so much content to go through, but obviously the live group coaching 6-month program is going to be the most important part of all of that. Okay. So just put boss in the comments if you didn't hear about that. My team will put the link for VIP if you guys haven't. And then also the link for the Millionaire Mindset Experience. They'll put that down for you guys as well. Here is your homework. Journal any insights in regards to the universal laws. Okay, so did anything come up for you? Was there a universal law I shared that you were just like, right? The biggest one for me, I'd have to say, is I've always known law of attraction, but I think the law of rhythm has been the most impactful for me. And now I just know it, but it's been very comforting for me. So that one was really big for me. So write that down. Choose 3 universal laws that you will focus on. So out of the ones I shared 12 with you, which 3 do you want to focus on? So write those down. And then listen to one affirmation track of your choice. So we actually have, inside the Millionaire Mindset Experience, I have 12 audios I've recorded for you that are affirmations, meditations, guided visualizations. In the program at the beginning, I'm actually going to start you reprogramming with those. It's me talking. So can you imagine hearing me telling you you're awesome multiple times a day? Also, I want to mention this when you guys go through the Millionaire Mindset Experience landing page and check out. First time ever, there's a couple of additional things you can add to your order. We have 997 Canva templates for you. It's a power pack. So that way you just have it's everything you need for social media. So it's your reels, videos, like the reels, faceless reels, stories you can do, quotes, all the things, all the content's done. There's 997 graphics in there. So you can add that to your order. You're also going to have an opportunity to get a one-on-one session with me that you have to pay for, but I don't do one-on-one coaching anymore. So it'll be a mindset recalibration session. Okay. It's very powerful, transformative, one-on-one. And the final thing that you'll see when you're checking out is you can choose to purchase a 30-day guided journaling experience with me. So you're going to get a physical in the mail, a journal, and it's going to have your prompt for the day. And I'm actually going to be talking to you every day for 30 days. So you'll just scan that QR code, and then there's going to be me talking to you about that day's journal prompt, giving you some context. But imagine again, of just having me there in your corner day in and day out. When you have someone that you look up to telling you you're awesome, you can do this, that is a very powerful way to reprogram your subconscious mind. So I just want to mention that because we've never offered this before, and you'll see that when you check out for the Millionaire Mindset Experience. So for your action item, listen to an affirmation track of your choice. You can just, go on YouTube or whatever, or find something. Okay. So you'll do that for your homework. And then for session 3, we're going to talk about getting into alignment with the wealth frequency. So I'm sure that some of you are just thinking, okay, this is all great, but like, how do I actually make a change, right? We're going to get into how to make those changes next when we come back from break. And don't forget, take a picture. I want to see you crushing all these sessions, not just one of them. Take a picture, throw it in your stories, and tag me at the Goal Digger Girl. Let me know that you've been trucking along with us. We'll give you a shout out for doing that. Would love that. And that way we can continue to rock and roll together. So great work, everybody. If you have any questions, reach out to myself and the team, and then we'll see you guys back what time would we be coming back? We are going to come back at 12:30. So we have a really short break, coming back at 12:30. All right, go run to the bathroom and come back. Don't get distracted, because I know some of you just come back in here and refresh, and you'll see the live stream come on. Okay, we'll see you guys back in 10 minutes. My company is called The Goal Digger Girl, and we serve female entrepreneurs, teaching them how to use social media. So simple systems, online strategies, and sales and marketing. So really anyone who wants to be able to take their brick and mortar online, or maybe scale their business, monetize their personal brand, we teach them exactly how to do it through social media. For me personally, I was a selfish reason to come onto social. I was flying all over the country. I was doing weekend events. I was missing my kids. I just was missing all the things. And I thought, gosh, if I could do this from my cell phone, that's going to allow me to have that time freedom. So that's why I got on. But when I started having these different niches, different industries of women coming, I realized anybody can sell on social. Anyone can build a business. As we've seen, we really don't know what the future looks like. So being able to pivot and take your maybe brick and mortar offline and add an online dimension can be so powerful for anyone. The ultimate mission is to allow women to own their voice, own their worth, and know that they can make a difference. If we can ignite a fire in others, then they're going to show up differently. They're going to show up as a different wife, a different mom. And that starts to impart that, change in a community. And with social media, you literally can impact people all around the world. So what kind of gets me out of bed in the morning and keeps me up late at night is this drive that I have to ignite the fire in others, to inspire change, lasting change for themselves, their families, their communities, and eventually, I really think we can change the world. For those that are wanting to know more about what we do and how they can get into our community, head to our website, thegoaldiggergirl, GOAL.com, and you're going to see a spot to enroll into our free community and come hang out with us. We have content. I do brand new trainings in there every single week. We have guest trainers. And then follow me anywhere on social for new content. I am literally on every platform. You can find me at The Goal Digger Girl on Instagram, LinkedIn, Pinterest, Twitter, wherever you're hanging out. I'd love to connect with you. Definitely shoot me a DM and say hello.